Just having my hands tapped.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the August 17th, 2017 Post Falls Urban Renewal Commission meeting. At this time, I'd like to ask Director Fountain to call the roll, please.
Good morning. Chairman Baltzell?
Here.
Carstensen?
Here.
Crosby?
Here.
Malzahn?
Here.
Hauser?
Here.
Coles has not arrived yet, and Davis?
Here.
Okay, and we do have a quorum, so we press on. Commissioner Carstensen will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you all very much, and welcome to our guests in the audience. Ceremonies, appointments, and announcements. I'm not aware of any in particular. Do have a comment, though. Welcoming back Commissioner Malzahn, who's been absent for the last 2-3 months and traveling and other things, and we're glad to have you back, Tom.
Thank you.
Conflict disclosures. Do any of the commissioners have anything to disclose that would be in conflict with anything on the agenda this morning? Nope. Okay, good. Moving on. Consent calendar. Director Fountain, please.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairman Baltzell and Commissioners. Item A in the consent calendar is the Commission meeting minutes of July 20th, 2017. Item B is the payables for the month totaling $1,114,754.72. This amount includes a semi-annual loan payment to Washington Trust Bank and a final payment to Community First Bank on the Spokane Street Revitalization Program project. By paying the debt off early at Community First, we are saving $18,146.47 in interest. Excuse me, a frog in my throat. Item C in this is the bank activity report. Sorry. I need to talk more in the morning. Item C is the bank activity report, which shows totals in all funds of, I can't do this, $5,383,039.23 and accrued interest of $2,818.41. Item D is the financial reports as of July 30th and will be posted to the website. Your approval of the consent calendar will authorize a transfer of $2,818.41 accrued interest to the general fund and transfer to the Community First checking account $1,114,754.72 for general payables. I would answer any questions.
Any questions from the commissioners on the consent calendar?
Just a clarification, part of the $1 million being transferred is for proponent payments that we're going to discuss later, right?
No, that just includes the $650,000 to Washington Trust.
It's debt repayment.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Any other questions? Okay, if not, I'll lead a roll call vote, please.
Davis?
We need a motion first.
Need a
Oh,
motion.
excuse me.
I'd make a motion that we
Thank you.
accept the financials as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Now, roll call vote, please.
Davis?
Aye.
Carstensen?
Aye.
Baltzell?
Aye.
Coles? Not here. Malzahn?
Aye.
Crosby?
Aye.
And Hauser?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried.
Do we need a motion for the balance of the consent calendar? Or was that motion for the entire consent calendar?
For the entire consent calendar.
And I thought Jamie said the financial report.
She did, but
Do you want me to amend my motion?
why don't we just do another motion for the balance of the consent calendar?
Make a motion for the remaining items on the consent calendar for approval.
Second the motion.
Any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Davis?
Aye.
Carstensen?
Aye.
Baltzell?
Aye.
Malzahn?
Aye.
Crosby?
Aye.
Hauser?
Aye. Okay, thank you. Motion carried. Committee updates, finance and policy. Commissioner Crosby.
We have completed the budget, which we will present. We've also completed the closing budget for the City Center District, which we will present at this meeting. And we are working on some policy issues.
Okay, very good. District Review, Commissioner Coles is not here. Is there anyone else on the committee that has anything to report? Okay, Communications, Property, and Personnel, Commissioner Carstensen.
Nothing at this time.
Okay. Citizen comments. This section of the agenda is reserved for citizens wishing to address the commission regarding an agency-related issue. Comments related to future public hearings should be held for that public hearing. Persons wishing to speak will have 5 minutes. Anyone in the audience that would like to? No? Okay, very good. Moving right along to item number 7, the public hearing. A public hearing will be held on the proposed fiscal year 2018 budget for the Post Falls Urban Renewal Agency. If anyone wishes to speak and has not filled out a form, please do so now and give it to the Executive Director. Notice of the public hearing was published on August 3rd and August 10th as required by Idaho Code, Section 50-29035. Public hearing is now open. Treasurer Crosby, will you present the next FY budget for 2018?
Yes, Commissioner. It's okay. We're getting it focused. Perfect. Thank you. Good morning. Here are the key aspects of the Commission's 2018 budget for the year commencing October 1st, 2017 and ending on September 30th, 2019. Tax increment income under revenues. Tax increment income is projected for each urban renewal district and is based on property values and tax rates determined by the Kootenai County Assessor's Office. We are projecting tax increment increases ranging from 11% for City Center to 213% for West Celtice based on newly completed buildings within each district, which are coming onto the tax rolls, and increases in values of existing properties within each district. The overall increase in tax increment revenues is projected at 20.3% over actual revenues for 2017, arising primarily from additional industrial development in the West Celtice 2 district and additional residential development in East Post Falls. We are not projecting any other income for 2018. The other income shown in 2017 was essentially a one-time fee paid for a new sub-district called Point Appointments in the Center Point district. Interest income is projected as it was last year at $14,000, the same level as we projected in last year's budget, although we received $19,700 this year in interest payments. And although rates are projected to increase and have increased slightly, we also continue to pay down debt and reduce our cash balances by reimbursing proponents for public improvements and by paying off debt, so that we have adopted a very conservative projection for interest income. Carryover revenue is tax increment collected in prior periods within a district which will be applied to pay for public improvements currently underway or planned for the future. We are projecting carryover revenues for 2018 to be reduced to $1,552,798 as we draw down on these revenues carried forward from prior periods to pay for public improvements currently being completed or planned through September of 2019. We are not projecting any borrowings in 2018. And if we were, they would be shown under the line other financing sources. Debt incurred in City Center to pay for improvements on Spokane Street, as you noted, is being repaid this month, approximately 1 year ahead of forecast. Total revenues projected for 2018 are slightly higher than our 2017 budget of $6,303,837. This arises from additional tax increment forecast for each of our districts and from increased carryover funds of increment not paid out to proponents from prior periods to reimburse them for existing public improvements. Under the expense category, proponent reimbursements, including debt repayment, is projected to increase to slightly more than $1 million, slightly more by slightly more than $1 million to $6,226,718. This increase is a result of reimbursement being paid for completed and dedicated public improvements and our continued focus on paying down borrowed debt as quickly as possible. As we pay down borrowed funds, interest expense is also forecast to decline. You will note that our interest expense projections for 2018 are down more than $62,000 from the budget for 2017. Operating expenses continue to be steady at $142,000. However, it should be noted that included in those expenses is an allocation of revenue to the agency's general fund of $29,600. So actual operating expenses are realistically projected at $112,400 for fiscal year 2018. We are projecting a decrease in expenses for contract services, for audit, for legal services, for dues and memberships. Is that better? Wow. Everything you do is backwards. It's like driving in Australia. Dues and memberships, office equipment, since our lease on the copy machine will expire and we will own it, and miscellaneous office supplies and telephone. We are projecting a slight increase in the following items: advertising expenses due to the process now required by changes to the state law for our budget hearing and our annual report, and for advertising expenses associated with the projected closeout of the city center district in 2018. We've added an expense category called computer software with a budget item of $440 to update our QuickBooks system and related software. We forecast a small increase in costs of maintaining our aging computer hardware, and we've also forecast a small increase, $67, in our insurance costs. We are also projecting a slight increase in general administrative expenses associated with the increase in compensation awarded to our executive director when she was promoted to that position from interim director, and the associated employee expenses. The budget contains a $5,000 contingency, as has been our historic practice. Total expenses are forecast at $6,303,837, and of that, $6,161,837, or 98% of our budget, are funds we will use for debt repayment and funds being paid out to proponents for reimbursement of completed, approved, and dedicated public improvements within our urban renewal districts. The remaining 2% of the forecast expenses, or $142,000, are operating expenses, including contingency and the projected transfer of $29,000 to the agency's operating general fund. The income expenses projected, as is custom in Idaho, match. The income and expenses are matched, so they balance. Our budget is balanced. Are there any questions?
Did we have any citizens turn in any forms for
No, we did
questions or discussion? I'm going to do that. That being the case, I'm going to close this part of the public hearing and open the floor to commissioner comments and questions and action. Do any of the commissioners have any questions of the proposed budget?
No questions, but just a comment that thank you for putting that together, Len. You did a really great job, and
The committee.
the committee, of
Did all the
course,
work.
but presenting it, that was a lot of numbers, and you did really well. And it's encouraging to see how fiscally responsible the agency is. That's 2% of the budget. That's pretty phenomenal for operating costs.
Absolutely, and the presentation is clear and concise and easy to read and follow, and makes good sense. So it should be well received by anyone from the community that would like to view those documents on our website. Okay, based on that, we'll go to unfinished business, and I would entertain a motion to approve the fiscal year 2018 annual budget and also to adopt resolution 2017-02. I would entertain that motion.
Mr. Chair, I would move the approval of the 2018 annual budget and its publication.
And resolution 2017-02.
And
Thank you. What
I'll
he
second
said.
that.
And we have a second. Any further discussion? If not, Roll call vote, please.
Actually, we can just do a voice vote on that, Chairman.
Okay.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. The budget has been passed. Okay, let's see. The next item on the agenda is the approval of semi-annual proponent reimbursements.
Thank you. In your packet is the semi-annual reimbursements totaling $740,000, $499.33. And those are from tax increment received within the urban renewal districts and will be distributed as follows. The Centerpoint District proponent is Point Partners LLC. That reimbursement will be for $373,018.11. They have a remaining obligation of $1,811,334.42. That district expires in 2022. In the Tullamore District, Copper Basin is the proponent. The reimbursement is $250,077.33. The remaining obligation is $2,226,333.84. That district also expires in 2022. Tullamore Commons 2, Whitewater Creek is a proponent. Their reimbursement will be for $15,238.47, with a remaining obligation of $245,813.10. The West Saltese District, Greenstone Corporation is a proponent. Their reimbursement will be $95,165.42, with a remaining obligation of $815,479.93, and that district closes in 2020. When a proponent of a district puts in additional infrastructure as approved in the plan, once those costs are reviewed by Welsh Comer and approved by the Commission, they're added to the remaining obligation, which we will have additional improvements in the near future in a couple of our districts. The Expo District has a fund balance of $847,896.68 that will be used towards future improvements to that district. Are there any questions?
Okay, seeing no, or hearing no questions being asked, I would ask for a motion to approve the reimbursements.
I'd make a motion to reimburse, what am I trying to say?
Reimburse the proponents.
Right, reimburse the proponents.
Second. Okay, moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Hauser?
Aye.
Davis?
Aye.
Baltzell?
Aye.
Carstensen?
Aye.
Crosby?
Aye.
Malzahn?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda is the projected closing in 2018 of City Center Urban Renewal District. We have a presentation. Oh, there she is.
Thank you,
You're going to assist there? They're going to do it?
Tag team.
The City Center Urban Renewal District was created in 1994 by this commission and with the approval of the City Council, and eventually encompassed a total of 231 acres. The district was formed to address the impact of the construction of Interstate 90 in the late 70s on this area of the City of Post Falls. The plan was a cooperative effort between the City of Post Falls and the Urban Renewal Commission with the hope of expanding commercial development within what was then classified as the downtown core. Over the life of the district, the Commission has made significant improvements to public infrastructure within the district, including extensive improvements to 4th Avenue, to Spokane Street, and to the Centennial Trail. The total cost of those improvements has been $5.9 million. Over the term of the district, the assessed tax value of properties in or constructed in the district has increased from an aggregate assessed value of $14.4 million in 1994 to an aggregate assessed value of $34.7 million in 2016. There's a complicated and legislatively mandated process for closing an urban renewal district, And we are starting that process today with the presentation of a projected closing budget as required by statute. We are projecting that we will complete this process and formally close the district at or prior to the district maturity date of August 16th, 2018. This will be the third urban renewal district that the Post Falls Urban Renewal Commission has closed either early or on maturity since the commission was formed. Upon completion of the closure of this district, the increased tax revenues which have been generated by development and increased values will be returned to the city, county, and other related taxing entities and increase their respective tax revenues. Additionally, as you can see, we are projecting that we will, after expending $100,000, which the commission has allocated to assist the city in expanding parking within the district, our closing budget provides a projected reimbursement to taxing entities of $416,193 in 2018 tax revenues, which will be, as I mentioned, be rebated to the city, the county, and the related taxing districts. Are there any questions?
Anyone have any questions on that? Okay. What we're looking for today is a motion to tentatively approve the closing budget and authorize staff to advertise for a public hearing in the press. And following that public hearing, we'll take action to finalize the closing process. So I guess we can do that by voice vote as soon as I have a motion to approve the tentative closing.
Do you have a motion?
He's asking for a motion. I'd make the motion that we approve the tentative proposal.
Okay. Seriously.
And the related advertising.
Correct.
And I'll
Thank you.
second that.
Okay, is there a second?
You did. Tom did.
You did, Tom. Okay, very good. It's moved and seconded. Any further discussion? And we can do that by voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you all very much. Staff report and updates.
Thank you. In the past, we have posted the meeting agendas and our minutes to our website. In interest of the public for transparency, I will begin posting the full packet of our meetings on our website. Those in the audience and those viewing on TV can now go to www.pfura.com and find the full packet on our meetings tab. The packet will be posted 48 hours prior to our meetings. And as of just to hit on this, I checked the hits on our agency video last month to see where they were coming from. And in the month of July, the report showed 9 views from California, 2 each from Oregon, Arizona, and Idaho, and 1 from Washington and 1 from Illinois. So I haven't ever done that, so I thought I'd check and see where people were looking.
Okay.
So, and that's all I have.
Very good. Any other comments for staff or questions? Okay, commissioner comments.
Chairman, I'd just like to say Diane's done an excellent job working with the Finance Committee on both the closing budget for City Center and for the annual budget, and she just continues to be ahead of the curve. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd just like to say that in the words of former Commissioner Dave Holloway, don't forget to visit the fair this year.
Okay. Any other comments? And I'd like to just echo what Len said, and I know it's not good to echo what somebody else says in a positive way, but I need to say that because it's been a year now, just a hair over a year, that Diana's taken over. First as our interim director and now as our permanent executive director, and you've done a phenomenal job. You're wonderful to work with, and it's just a real pleasure to have you on board, and also to thank Pete for the work that he's done this past year. And we have a lot coming up in the very near future, and we're going to need a lot of continued support, and I appreciate your work as well. So, and thanks to the people in the back room for all the work they do to make sure that we stay online and the red light's still blinking. So, there aren't any other comments. I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried, we're adjourned.